Hello everyone. I welcome you again to the lecture series of object-oriented programming using C++. We'll be going to study today yet another important feature of object-oriented programming, which is operator overloading. So these are the list of topics which are to be covered in today's lecture: introduction, overloading operators, and operator function. So let's start with operator overloading. Operator overloading is an important branch of polymorphism in C++. In computer programming, operator overloading, sometimes termed operator ad hoc polymorphism, it is a specific case of polymorphism where different operators have different implementations depending on their arguments. Operator overloading is generally defined by a programming language, a programmer, or both. Operator overloading is syntactic sugar and is used because it allows programming using notation nearer to the target domain and allows user-defined types a similar level of syntactic support as types built into a language. It is common, for example, in scientific computing, where it allows computing representations of mathematical objects to be manipulated with the same syntax as on paper. Operator overloading does not change the expressive power of a language, as it can be emulated using function calls. For example, consider variables a, b, c of some user-defined type, such as matrices a plus b into c. In a language that supports operator overloading, and with the usual assumption that the multiplication operator has higher precedence than plus operator, the concise way of writing it is add, then brackets a, comma multiply, then again brackets b, comma c, bracket 1 close, bracket 2 close. So operator overloading is an important branch of polymorphism. Polymorphism has two branches, compile time and runtime. Then compile time further is divided into two types of overloading. Number one is function overloading. Number two is operator overloading. Runtime is again divided into virtual functions. I have already discussed what virtual function is in my previous lecture, and I have already discussed about function overloading in the previous lectures of mine. Today we'll study about operator overloading. So, in simple words, overloading an operator means assigning additional operation or job to it relative to a specific class. Or you can say user-defined type. Operator overloading is a compile time polymorphism in which the operator is overloaded to provide the special meaning to the user-defined data type. Operator overloading is used to overload or redefines most of the operators available in C++. It is used to perform the operation on the user-defined data type. It allows you to redefine the way operator works for user-defined data types only. For user-defined types only. It cannot be used for built-in types, for example, integer, float, character, etc. Two operators equal to and $sign are already overloaded by default in C++. So what is the difference between function overloading and operator overloading? Function overloading is a component of polymorphism in C++. Function overloading means same method name but different parameter, whereas operator overloading is same named function with operator keyword in front of the symbol, and you can compare the object with other things. And what is overloading in object-oriented programming? A major topic in object-oriented programming is overloading methods, which lets you define the same method multiple times so that you can call them with different argument lists. It is easy to overload a method, just define it multiple times, each time with a unique signature. I have already discussed the difference between overloading and overriding. Let me mention it once again. Overloading, we can use same function name with different parameters for multiple times for different tasks within the class. And overriding means we can use same name function with same parameters of the base class in the derived class. What are the advantages of operator overloading in C++? Operator overloading enables programmers to use notation closer to the target domain. It provides similar syntactic support of built-in types to user-defined types. It makes the program easier to understand. There are certain operators which you cannot overload. For example, conditional operator, member selection with pointer to member, scope resolution, size of, type ID, static cast, constant cast. These are the operators which you cannot overload. One of the C++ great features is its extensibility. Operator overloading is major functionality related to extensibility. In C++, most of operators can be overloaded so that they can perform special operations relative to the classes you create. For example, plus operator can be overloaded to perform an operation of string concatenation along with its predefined job of adding two numeric values. When an operator is overloaded, none of its original meaning will be lost. After overloading the appropriate operators, you can use objects in expression in just the same way you use C++ built-in data type. Consider the following piece of code. Considering the plus operator is overloaded in such a way with class string that it will concatenate two string objects. Here we have three strings, S1, S2, and S3. So while we do N3 equals to N1 plus N2, that is addition. And when we do S3 equals to S1 plus S2, that becomes concatenation. Overloading operators. Operators come in three flavors, unary, binary, and ternary. You are free to overload most of the built-in operators, but you cannot create new operators of your own. Although you can give your class an increment operator, you cannot create a squared operator. Squared operator. You can overload these operators to do anything you want, but it is a good programming practice for them to make sense. That means you can have the plus plus operator to decrement, but it would make no sense to do so. Operators function. Operators are overloaded by creating operator functions. An operator function defines the operations that the overloaded operator will perform relative to the class upon which it will work. An operator function is created using the keyword operator. Operator functions can be either member functions of a class or non-member function, mostly friend function. So we can do the operator overloading by using member functions also and or by using friend functions also. The way operator functions are written differs between member and non-member functions. Member operators function. A member operator function for binary operators. Firstly, you will write the return type, then the class name, then the scope resolution operator, then the keyword operator. Then in place of hash, you have to write the operator which you are overloading and then the argument list. And then under the body section, you will write the operation which is to be performed. Often operator functions return an object of the class they operate on, but return type can be any valid type. Hash is a placeholder. When you create an operator function, substitute the operator for the hash. So when you are overloading the operator by using the member function, so in case of unary, you don't have to pass any variable. In case of binary, you have to pass two variables. You have to pass one variable. And if you are doing operator overloading by using friend function, in case of unary operator, you have to pass one parameter, and in case of binary operator, you have to pass two parameters. So I will repeat it again. If you are overloading by using the member function, then in case of unary operator, you have to pass 0 arguments. In case of binary, you have to pass one argument. Similarly, if you are doing operator overloading by using friend function, then in case of unary operator, you have to pass one argument, and in case of binary operator, you have to pass two arguments if you are doing so by using friend. So I think I've made it clear. You can do operator overloading by using member functions also, and by using friend function also. If you choose to do this by using member functions, then in case of unary operator, you don't have to pass any argument. In case of binary operator, you have to pass one argument. If you choose this, if you choose to do operator overloading by using friend function, then in case of unary operators, you have to pass one argument. In case of binary operators, you have to pass two arguments. This is the standard rule for member functions and friend function for unary and binary operators. Overloading restrictions. The precedence of an operator cannot be changed. Associativity of an operator cannot be changed. The number of operands cannot be changed. Unary operators remain unary, binary remains binary. Operators ampersand, multiplication, plus and minus each have unary and binary versions. Unary and binary versions can be overloaded separately. No new operators can be created, use only existing operators. No overloading operators for built-in types. Cannot change how two integers are added. It produces a syntax error. Operator functions as class members versus friend functions. Member versus non-member. Operator functions can be member or non-member functions. When overloading, you have to keep the rules in mind. I have already told you the rules before. Operator functions as non-member functions must be friends if needs to access private or protected members. It enables the operator to be commutative. Overloading stream insertion and stream extraction operators. Overloaded, these are the operators which are overloaded to perform input-output for user-defined types. Left operands of types OStream and iStream ampersand. It must be a non-member function because left operand is not an object of the class. It must be a friend function to access private data members. Overloading of unary operators. It can be overloaded with no argument or one argument. Usually be implemented as member functions. Avoid friend functions in classes because they violate the encapsulation of a class. Binary operators overloading, non-static member function. One argument can be used. And if you are using the non-member function or the friend function, then you can pass two arguments in case of binary operators. So operator overloading rules. You can overload virtually any C++ operator, but you cannot create your own set of operators. You cannot change any operator's precedence. You cannot change syntax to use an operator. You cannot alter the predefined job performed by any operator. That means you cannot overload plus operator in such a way to perform subtraction of two integers. You can overload most of unary and binary operators, but you cannot overload the ternary operator. Binary as well as unary operators can be overloaded by both approaches, member function approach and friend function approach. Overloading of binary operators. While overloading binary operators, at least one of its operand should be of user-defined type. The operator function must return an object. So I hope operator overloading is clear to everyone. For learning more about the polymorphism, that is the function overloading and virtual function, kindly refer to the previous lecture of mine. I hope the lecture was clear to everyone. Thank you for listening to this lecture. Have a good day.